Hey, what's up, guys and gals? My name is Ricknineg. How's everyone doing? Hopefully everyone's having a great Sunday. At least here it's a lovely, bright, and blue day. I always say blue day because the sky is blue. And hopefully everything is going well with you. It's been a few weeks since I've been on here. I would say around 2 weeks or so because of Father's Day last week. So I said it on Facebook, but if any of you missed that, I would have to say congratulations or happy Father's Day to any fathers out there. Happy belated Father's Day, of course. And any father figures as well. It's so important. And Mother's Day in case, I missed to say that to any mothers. Hello, everyone. People are starting to join the live stream. Nice to see Sophia, Angel, Nadia, Cheebs. Great to see everyone. We're going to have some great episodes for you today. I'm really excited. Alondris has joined. Great. I came on a little earlier, about half an hour earlier. I thought maybe I can catch some different people. And so, wow, Cassandra and Casey, how are you? And yeah, so hopefully we'll do a few episodes and you guys will enjoy that. Hopefully everything is going well with everyone over there. I have, let's see, we're still in season 5 and we are enjoying the trip that the Ricardos and Mertzes are taking to Europe. So I'm so happy to get into that. Last night I was watching some season 2 stuff. I guess because I posted my season 2 episode yesterday. Did everyone see that yesterday? Where I posted my favorite episodes from season 2. I know a lot of people commented already, so I appreciate that. If you haven't, go take a look. It's on there. Season 2 to me was a great season. I was really excited. I think some people agree that season 1 was kind of out there. It was kind of like just trying to attract attention. But season 2, I think there was a lot of good stuff there. So hopefully we'll continue that. Let's take a look at, let's see. So last time we did we're going to do second honeymoon today. Bon Voyage was last episode. Oh, the most expensive I Love Lucy episode. Brittany is here, Nadia. Great amount of people coming and joining the live stream. Let's get into the episode. Let's start out. There's already 15 of you. Holy moly. All right, let's get that going and start it out. All right, so let's get a move on. Of course, you can always ask any questions. I gotta mute that. Any questions about the episode or about what's going on? Of course, the Ricardos and the Mertzes are on the USS Constitution. And Lucy is super excited to get some alone time with Ricky, right? And of course, life happens. I guess even Lucy doesn't have perfect days. Oh, and there's Ethel through the porthole. So this episode is called, of course, Second Honeymoon. It aired on January 23rd, 1956. Episode 141, filmed on Thursday, December 8th, 1955. Wow, that's so crazy. December 8th, 1955. The 50s. Rating share 51.1 out of 66. Wow, that means that 51% of televisions were watching this. Half of all TVs are watching this episode. That is nuts. That's a lot more than Staten Island Ferry and Bon Voyage. That is crazy. Supporting cast, Tyler McVeigh is a social director. Passenger with Rocky the dog. Louis Nicoletti, he's always there. He's always an extra. Woman, Virginia Barber. Kenneth Hamilton is the name of the little boy. Harvey Grant. Man in the deck chair. Oh, no, sorry, excuse me. Kenneth Hamilton's played by Harvey Grant. There we go. Man in the deck chair is Herbert Lytton. His wife, Paula Winslow. Marco Rizzo is, of course, piano player. Marco. And Cielito Lindo. Very cool. All right. So I think in this one we'll get to see Lucy meeting the Queen. Well, we won't get to see her meeting the Queen, but we'll definitely get to see her and the Ricardos and Mertzes in England, in the UK. So that is awesome. Season 2 is deliciously funny. It's not just funny, it is deliciously funny, right? Cheap says, I come back from a cruise and their room is huge compared to the actual rooms. Isn't that funny? Well, there are options for huge rooms. Remember, Ricky's playing on the boat, right? I'm also assuming that for filming, they probably had to make a bigger set just to accommodate it, but they could have made a small one. Think about the train, the Great Robbery. That's a small set, at least for the train when they're in their room. So they could have made a small one, but the idea is that, remember, they're getting kind of free digs on this because he's playing on the boat, so that's part of that. Yeah, so it's kind of funny to see them. They have really nice art. I mean, look at the little things on the table. You see the table there they have there next to Ethel? They have like little art pieces and like a little tea set. That's pretty crazy. I know that you guys are really excited. Oh, went off screen. To see the rest of this. And that will be coming soon. We did pages 1 through 33. I feel like a teacher. We did pages 1 through 33. Next time we're going to do pages 34 through beep, maybe 66 or something like that. It's kind of funny. But yeah, we'll be taking a look at that for sure in the near future. Look at the little angel with the woman in the background, that art. Oh, and Lucy's face because Ricky's going to leave. She wanted it to be a second honeymoon. Blah, blah. And of course, this is, I don't know if I would call this funny or creepy. Give me your insight, guys and gals. But Fred and Ethel, how Fred is like all of a sudden so lovey-dovey with Ethel in this episode. I think Ricky in one of the episodes when they got like that, he's like, get a room, or I liked them better when they were upset. That's so funny. Hey Jeff, chilly Chicago. Well, I can tell you it's not chilly here. It is close to 80 degrees, so it is beautiful here. Not even 80 degrees. It's probably like 79. So, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to show off the weather. Oh, there's Fred. And Ethel thinking, oh my goodness, what is wrong with this man? She's like, this is the man I fell in love with. Well, you know, it was pretty sincere if you think about it, because remember the episode when they were in Monte Carlo, and then Lucy won all that money, and then Fred wanted to be with Ethel because he thought she was loaded. And so here, there's none of that. So apparently, maybe he liked her, you know? I'm sure he liked her. It was his wife in the characters, of course. Linda has joined us, and Reynaldo. Awesome. Oh, I appreciate that, Reynaldo. Thank you so much. I know that you go biking, right? I think it is. And so that means a lot to me that you kind of postponed that for a little bit to watch the live chat. And I got on a little earlier today, maybe to catch different people who may not be on later on. And so either way, if people miss this, like if they got on later, they'll see it. It'll be on here. It won't be live, I know, but it'll at least be here. Yeah, but I think it's funny, Cassandra, that they are normal like this. Or this is, I guess, how they should be as a married couple, quote unquote, maybe. But it's, I don't know. It's just a weird thing that it only happened like once that I can think about, other than that Monte Carlo thing, which I would say was motivated by the money, right? Reynaldo, is it that he got loaded or he was taking a lot of those seasick pills? Because he doesn't look sleepy, but apparently those seasick pills like took away his, you know, craziness. Remember, Lucy also got seasick, so she was given seasick pills by, I think, Lucy's mother in the previous episode, Bon Voyage. Here we can see a little bit of the boat, kind of the, I don't know, like conference room, and you can see different couples signing up for different events. Very young couples, I would say. Look behind Lucy. Pretty young people. Nice extras. Of course, they're always, oh, jeez. The guy asking if they're newlyweds, and he's like, nope. I don't know. Is he drunk? I don't know. There's no really indications that he is. Oh, Lucy needs a partner because Ricky's not there, so who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? Hey, BLF831, new subscriber. Oh, so awesome. High five to you. Thank you so much for subscribing. If you guys aren't subscribed, please subscribe. It's so awesome. It's free, and it tells you when I upload a video. And if you haven't hit that bell icon next to subscribe, that lets you know when I upload. So it's super cool. Your I Love Lucy videos. I've been a fan of the show for 50 years. Oh, man. That is awesome. That's a long time to be... That's a long time to be a fan of a show, let me tell you. I could say I've been a fan for at least 20 years. Oh, and now Lucy feels left out. Poor Lucy. Poor Lucy. I'll see these young girls with these older guys. That's so funny. Now watch this. This is interesting, guys and gals. Look at the ledge here. You see that ledge? Now it cuts to this shot. There's no more ledge. You notice that? Like the little balcony? The guy's head was like covered right here with it. So it seems like that's something that just for exposition they leave on there. They may cut and then they have to move it or they lower it somehow. You notice that? Ever notice that? I wouldn't say it's a blooper. I would say they do that with the storefronts. Like when season 3, when Lucy and Ethel buy that dress shop, you come in and you see the walls and then they're gone. So let me know what you think about that. That's kind of interesting. Lucy's trying to, I guess not flirt, but find a partner to do all of her ping pong activities and all that stuff. Fred found love in the sea air. Probably, there's something in that air. Cassandra, oh my goodness. I love that there is finally someone just obsessed with I Love Lucy as I am. Nowadays, everyone thinks I'm crazy for like, everyone thinks you're crazy, everyone thinks I'm crazy. Because I'm a guy, and then I'm young, quote unquote, and it's like, hey, it's a great show. It doesn't matter what I am, whether I'm young or old or guy or girl. It's just, it's a good show. And I think there's a lot of stereotypes into like what type of people like the show, and I think that prevents people from watching it or getting into it. And no, that's not me. I break those barriers down. It's like, well, I mean, I was a closeted I Love Lucy fan. I was like, I don't want to tell people that I'm a Lucy fan. And then later I was like, well, I'm just going to put it on YouTube. Whoever wants to watch. If one person watches, one. And now I have like almost 500,000 views on one of my videos. I was like, whoa. So there are other obsessive people like me, yeah. So that's cool. It's cool. That's why I like this community and posting these videos and talking to you guys, doing these live chats. Because I think people need to feel that they're not alone in your likes and dislikes and so forth. And so my channel is about my likes and finding people with same or similar interests and likes as well. That's it. Not even focusing on the dislikes. Who cares about that, right? We can all dislike different things, but that doesn't bring us together. What we like brings us together. So, yeah, anyway. Yes, it is timeless for sure. So let's see. Rick, here's a bit of trivia. I'm from Germany, and it was called Hoopla Lucy. Hoopla means sort of getting going with Lucy. Interesting. BLF831 says, it's classic and an excellent show that has certainly withstood the test of time. Sorry, I can't read today. You wrote that perfectly well. I just can't read. It has withstood the test of time, of course. That is super, super accurate. I would say that, absolutely. Now, time for Instant Sanka commercial. Hello, Michael. Hola, ¿cómo estás? How are you? People who think we're crazy for liking Lucy don't know what they're missing. And that's funny coming from you, Casey, the younger generation. You're pretty young from what I know. So it's like you're talking about like your own generation. Oh, yeah. What was it called in other countries? That's a good question. Does anyone know what was I Love Lucy called in other countries? Oh, yeah, Kenny Hamilton. I have to look him up to see if he's in something else. His name was Herbert something. Herbert. I don't have him. I don't have access to look something up right now. I kind of do, but Harvey Grant. I don't know. I'm sure he was in some stuff. He doesn't sound super popular, but he probably did some acting here and there. Alondris says the show was great, and the fact that it had a huge impact on the production of TV makes it that much better. That's true. And the fact that the way TV is filmed now is the same it is like 60 years ago is incredible. The evolution isn't much. It's kind of like building a boat, and then the fact of like, well, we can evolve a boat. Now it's can be made out of metal and so forth. Well, the idea is that it's still the same thing. It hasn't evolved. It was such a perfected method already that it doesn't need to be perfected anymore, if that even makes sense. La Loca Lucy. Lucy the Crazy. It's quality vintage Americana with the universal language of laughter. That's true, Randy. That I would definitely go with that. And the fact that a lot of people watch this who are not in the U.S. speaks, I guess it speaks to who we are as Americans. It kind of reflects that. But if people are watching this, do they still think this is how America is now? I don't know. I wonder that. Oh, there he is. Little Kenny Hamilton. And now Ricky's like, oh, I get it. I thought you were flirting with an older dude, but no, he's a little 10-year-old boy, 12-year-old boy, however old he is. Oh man, and Ricky is now like making it. He's rubbing it in to Lucy, kind of bothering her about it, giving her a hard time, which is awesome. She threw a pillow at him. Oh, this is great. I love the scene. Just the fact, I mean, there's nothing really happening, but just Lucy dancing with a little boy, I think is hilarious. And her face is like, she's trying to force that smile, but like, you can tell she's kind of not happy. Like, compared him to everyone else. Right? That's so funny. And that little boy is like so happy. He's like dancing with an older woman, a married older woman. Reynaldo, wasn't Carl Freund? I don't know how to say his last name correctly. Freund? Freud? I don't know. Known for his other works and his ability to get the best out of lighting. You know, he was actually a very good, was he the director of photography or cinematography? But anyway, he did the original Mummy with Boris Karloff. He did a lot of like big picture productions. And in fact, I think Lucy and Desi kind of begged him, please do our show. We need someone really good, someone really experienced, because we're going to do this whole new method of filming and getting it on obviously on tape, quote unquote. And so obviously he put his head together with Desi and they figured that out. But yes, he was, I mean, you have to give half credit to Carl and Desi. I would say, I don't know how equal it is, but I mean, it's something that they developed together as a team. So that's very important, because a lot of people say, well, Desi. Well, you have to put Carl in there because, remember, he had the on-set or in-movie expertise. Desi didn't. Desi probably had the vision. It's like, this is what I want. And then Carl was like, well, let me look at the reality. Let me look at the practicality of how we can work this. And they just made it work. So that's really cool. Lucy's dress, the same one for Mr. and Mrs. TV show. Oh, this one? I haven't noticed that. I haven't really been looking at her dresses. I mean, I do look at them sometimes, but this one I haven't really paid attention to. That is that. That's pretty cool. Oh, Freund is the German word for friend. Ah, interesting. Carl Friend. That's great. They look like they have some type of like chocolate sundae or something like really tasty right in there. I can't tell. Oh no, it looks like just like ice cream. Not ice cream. Iced tea. That's what I wanted to say. Ice cream. No. Guys and gals, I want ice cream right now. There's a big difference. That's why I said iced tea or ice cream. Oh. Well, Lucy still wants some time with Ricky. She doesn't know what to do to get it. So, of course, she's going to devise a sneaky plan. She's walking along the veranda. What do you call that? I guess the ledge of the boat. And she finds all of these couples kissing and flirting and all that. She's, of course, jealous. Michael, did they have consistent wardrobes through the shows? That's what you're asking. That's a good question. I don't know what you mean by consistent. For example, I know a purse that Lucy once used that later when they're in Europe, Ethel uses. Now, you could say that's consistent in that we don't see it on camera, but maybe Lucy gave that to Ethel. The problem is that Ethel said she bought that and that in Europe, and so that doesn't really make sense. So there are things here and there that are not consistent. Reynaldo, they did wear the same clothes. Desi liked wearing one particular tie, the black one with the white pattern. Yes, he also wore the Desi jacket, the one that I call with the stripes and the black on the bottom. I always notice that because it's such a distinctive look. Sophie, William Frawley's hands shook quite a bit. It was obvious because he was usually holding something in his hands. That too, but sometimes he didn't hold anything, and it was because of the alcoholism. It kind of gives you that. It gives you tremors, and so that's kind of unfortunate. He tried to hide it. He could sometimes suppress it. It's kind of like a Parkinson's, you know, when you shake, but it's brought on, or it's exacerbated. Let me say that properly. Exacerbated by the alcohol. Yes. Oh, yes. BLF. Thank you. The deck. The deck, I guess, but then the railing, I want to call attention to that, because remember the other one where Lucy sat down or laid down on the kind of the deck chair? They had to take that off so you can see her. Anthony, you did make it in time. We started 20 minutes ago, so we're almost through with the first episode. 3/4 of the way through. And so we're going to have another one. Cynthia, how big was the sets they had? Also, how did the set designers know how big to make each set? So good question. If you want to know anything about sets, I have a video on the 5 most complex, the most difficult to build sets, complex sets they had on I Love Lucy. Take a look at that video. It's in my Lucy playlist. I think you'll enjoy it. I explain some of the crazier ones. The boat is definitely one of them. And yeah, I kind of explained there, but to give you kind of an answer, the sets are fairly big. Remember, this is season 5, so season 3, 4, 5, and 6 were filmed on a larger stage. Basically, not in the original Desilu Playhouse. They got a larger, stage that was, I think, triple the size, if my brain serves me right, from the season 1 and 2 set, or season 1 and 2 stage, because the sets are built inside the stage. And so it just depends. It depends what they call for, and there are people who just do that. They're just builders. They're designers that design it, people who build it. And then the director and the director of cinematography and photography, they kind of set that out. And, well, we have to have a boat, and they have to stand on the ledge, so how much space do we need, and how much does the camera capture, so we have to build a set always bigger than that, and so forth. So a lot of these production companies and stuff, it's a science. They know certain angles, what makes things look bigger. Like, this set looks pretty big. This is not a big set, when they're in their little cabin. That seems to me like a 3-walled set. 1, 2, 3. Of course, there's no 4th wall. Some sets are even 2-walled, like literally like a triangle. They come in like this. If you remember the season 6 episode where they bring out the 2 giant fish, remember that? If you look at that, that is not even like a full set. That is literally like a corner. If I'm not mistaken, it's almost a corner set. I think there's a little, like, 2 big walls and then a 3rd wall, but it's so tiny. And I have to go back and look exactly, but that is not even a complete set like this. And all these sets are movable. They're very practical to get in and out. And if they know they're going to use them over and over, they save them, and then they can use them later. So anyway, that's a lot about sets. I love sets and movie design and stuff like that. What's funny is that now it's the irony of this, that Lucy and Ethel are in the room. They're trying to figure out a way for Ricky to be in the room, even though Ricky is going to have time with Lucy. Like, I think that's the irony of Lucy and the show, that she, like, her timing was so bad. I think timing was sometimes not, it was not always correctly done. I don't know what I'm saying, but I think, oh, there goes Ethel. Her timing was always off. Like, what are some other things? Like the Look magazine, Men Are Messy. Her timing was off because she wanted to teach Ricky a lesson, but that went to Look magazine, and so she got in trouble over that, for sure. I don't know if you guys noticed, I kind of updated my hearing system stuff. So these are my same headphones. However, I got an extension for it so that the wire isn't coming down over here. You ever notice that? It's a small little thing. But yeah, look at that bow behind her. It's a little exaggerated, isn't it? Yeah, so anyway, and also my brother got me, he went to E3. I don't know if you guys know what E3 is. It's a video game convention, one of the largest in the United States, I think. And he got me some headphones that are really cool. They're over the ear, but they're so bulky. They're like this and this. I use them for recording now and so forth. But these are comfy, and those are kind of comfy, but they mess up my hair because they come down like this. So I'm like this. So anyway, we spend the whole day together. We spend the whole day together, Lucy. And she's like, uh-oh. Nadia, I'm amazing. You guys are amazing. The fact of you guys spending a bit of your Sunday with me, that is so awesome. I always expect to come on here and have 0 people on here and me talking to myself. Joking around with myself. Stars Wake, you thought I was gonna go wireless? I'm not that advanced. I'm not that advanced. Big wires. Big wires, see? My extension. Yes, I know. Yeah, the only thing with wireless has some disadvantages. I hate batteries. Like, I hate the battery. I love batteries, but I mean, I hate the concept of like recharging the batteries and then my headphones don't work. These I know every single time I put them on, they'll work because they go directly into my mic, and then my mic is powered by my computer. My computer's, you know, it's a thing. And so batteries, I have to make sure I have the batteries are charged. What if I put them on? I can't do my work. Rand Guy, do I know the twins that played Lil Ricky? Of course I do. I did the Full House theme song episode, and I have them there. Right, the Mayer twins, definitely. Anthony, you're asking, are you going to play Destiny 2? That's okay, it's a little bit off topic, but my channel is gaming as well. Destiny 2, I'm very ashamed to not really know what that is. Is that a new game? I'm trying to think what that is. Like, I'm having a brain fart here. Oh, your favorite part, when Lucy gets stuck in the porthole like this? Evelise, how are you? I haven't seen you in the live stream before. Thank you, welcome. Where are you from? Where are you from? That's a really interesting name. Cartagena, Evelise. I noticed they always have dinner together, either at home or a restaurant. Are they eating real food or is it just plastic? Good question. No, it's real food, for the most part. That's part of what makes it kind of real. Whenever they go to restaurants, there's one where they go to the theater, The Most Happy Fella, and oh jeez, Desi pulling on her legs, and yeah, they're definitely chewing and eating, but they're saying their lines, so it's kind of cool. This is funny. I always thought Lucy was like floating here, like it's just a weird little image of her with the thing on her. It's kind of funny. I think the fact that Lucy got stuck Reynaldo and Ricky didn't. Lucy's a bit of not a knucklehead, but like, I would say she's a blonde at heart. I don't know, and I don't mean that in an offensive way. Like, I think Desi was the straight man. He played the more grounded character, whereas Lucy was like the frowsy, not ditzy redhead, but she was smart in her plans, but it's like she was also klutzy. She would bump into things, and that was part of her character. So I think that goes to that. Scott, how convenient that their stateroom had porthole windows that opened onto the main deck. Yeah, isn't that cool? And look at that. Do you notice that, guys? Asbestos. Isn't that horrible? Asbestos is super, super, super like poisonous, and they're using it on her. That's hilarious, isn't it? You guys like this episode? I think it's funny. I love this episode. Okay, I'm gonna have to switch discs here because that's it. They're gonna be in Europe in just a few seconds, in 30 seconds or so. They're gonna be ready to go to Europe, and now the episodes will move on to that. So we're gonna have a little bit of British stuff for a couple episodes, and it's kind of interesting that they start in. I guess it makes sense. They go to Britain, and then they go down to Paris, or down kind of east to Paris, and then they go down south to Italy and Monte Carlo. But then Monte Carlo, they have to come back to the France area, right? All right, how do you like this episode? Lucy meets the Queen. Are you guys a fan of this one? Let me know in the comments. If by any chance I miss your comments or not there, that's why the super chat is there, just to let you know. It is a way to donate to the channel, but a way to get your comment on there, whatever you want to say, however you want to talk to other people, it's there. All right, let me just get this going. Let me hit that. There we go. Lucy meets the Queen. So let me get you some info on this. Lucy meets the Queen. Okay, so this one aired, there we go, is in London. It aired January 30th, 1956, episode 142. It was filmed on Thursday, December 15th, right before Christmas, 1955. Rating share was 54.3. That is, whoa, 54% of audiences with the TV on were watching this. That is nuts. Supporting cast, Bellboy by Sam Edwards. Man on the Street, William Shafter. Maid, Nancy Culp. There we go, Nancy Culp from the Beverly Hillbillies. She was Mrs. Drysdale, was it? Dancers, I'm not a huge fan of the Beverly Hillbillies, meaning I don't know much about the show. It is a funny show. I used to watch it as a little kid. I didn't really follow up as an older kid. Betty Scott and Patty Nestor. The choreography was by Jack Baker, in case you guys want to know. I don't know who that is. Kind of rings a bell, but I'm not sure. Kind of a little funny fact, guys and gals. This is the same hotel room, or the same design. Yeah, it's the same set as the Italy one. Remember where she went to go to the grape vineyards and so forth? Yeah, that one. It's the same set. They just dressed a little bit. And if you look, the backdrop outside the buildings, it's the same. It's exactly the same. So it's kind of funny. Don't worry if you're late. It happens. Oh, you caught a blooper right now, though. Awesome. It's always good when we watch and we catch bloopers. It's great. Exactly, BFL. That's kind of why I said it. I was trying to describe her, and I was like, newspaper. The frowsy, wide-eyed redhead, right? Was that the thing? With mousy brown hair. Well, that was... Wait. Like they were laughing at the fact that she had dyed hair, right? The John Wayne episode? Yep. Dishwater blonde. There we go. That's what it is, BLF. Dishwater blonde. Yeah, you guys like this episode? That's good. Yes, Nancy Gold in British accent. It's so great. Wanted to share, Lucy and Ricky lived on 623 East 68th Street. And your birthday is 62368. That is awesome. That is so cool. That'll never happen to me. I guess. Nothing interesting. Oh man, look at British money. The pound. Look at that. Gigantic money. French money's big too, right? I don't know about now. I think now because they have the euro, you know, the euro is passed around, that they don't really have that concept anymore. So, yes. Look at that. Look at her hat. That's a weird hat to me. It's like, it's just like a big flat hat. I mean, oh, yes. That, I always remember that tie that Desi has. It's like the snaking polka dot tie. Oh, yes. Let me raise my chair a little bit. There we go. Desi's or Ricky's describing the money. He's like, 1 shilling is 10 pounds or whatever, and all that. I don't know the conversion rate. I was just saying stuff. There we go. They're ready to go. So Lucy in this one, of course, she wants to meet the queen. That's kind of her goal. And the boys are going to go do some work behind the scenes. They got some work to do. Because remember, Ricky is actually working in this whole story. And so Fred's the manager. Oh, and Fred is now freaking out because he gave Ethel $100, I think. Or $10. But either way, it kind of freaks him out. Because he hates, he's a cheapo. Yes, most European currency is gigantic and big like that. Oh, here is Lucy with the Royal Guard there. Mark, how are you, Mark Rosenholtz? What is slow mode? So slow mode allows the chat to go up slower so that I can read your comments a little more easily. And it is kind of, it is good. Like if I would leave it, it would just go up faster, and so it allows me a little bit of time to read. But it gets to a certain point where people write so much that stuff gets lost into it, and that's where the super chat comes in, because it'll keep your comment up there for a certain amount of time, which is cool, so I won't miss it. I mean, right now I'm trying to use a slow mode when I can. Where do I live? I live in a house. No, I live in California, state of California. Oh, you love this part? And the guy's like, well, we'll go over here, and the queen will come out in a little bit. Hey, Brett, how are you? SpongeBob. Some of you guys might not know that I love to do voice acting and stuff. Not that I'm a voice actor, but I always liked to do voices when I was a little kid, and I still kind of do them. I'm doing really good. Good. I just think, when I think of you, Brett, I think SpongeBob. So it's cool. That's your little photo there. Now this actor is pretty good. The fact that he can't laugh when Lucy's, I mean, I guess it's rehearsal, right? Or just talent. I guess that's what good actors do. Cassandra, you're in California as well. California. California, here I come. I love that book, guys and gals. It's Britain 1955. That was a new book. Ethel literally bought that new. It was that year. Think about it if you had that book now. 1955, like British etiquette, like, whoa, or British history, or what. It's just teaching you about different things in Britain. But like, that to me, it boggles the mind. Have a book like that that's just so old, and right there it's not. It's like traveling through time, right? Oh yeah, so good question, Cynthia. It is after Queen Elizabeth became queen, absolutely. That's the whole point, in the sense of up until Queen Victoria, going back, what, late 1800s? I mean, it was all kings, and it was king, 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 king. So it was like a big deal for there to be a queen and no king, obviously. And so that's why they made a big deal. Lucy's a lady, the queen, you know. It's really, really cool. Hey, Justin. Thank you so much. I appreciate the subscription. I mean, like I said, you guys are so awesome in your love and support to me. So thank you, Justin. You're one of the Ricknineg family. Thank you for joining. That is awesome. You grew up on Lucy. Me too. You love all my Lucy videos. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. It makes me feel good to see that, you know, to see your work appreciated, you know, for sure. Isn't that cool, Justin? How many people love this show? And let me tell you, you're just seeing that much of a snippet who loves the show, because my channel isn't huge. I would say that my channel is very modest, like small up and coming channel. And the fact that I have 500,000 views on one video and people are still watching it and still going up, these are people who obviously click on it and they love Lucy. Stars Wake, oh my gosh, you are awesome. Look at that, Stars Wake donate $10. Are you kidding me? You are awesome. Stars Wake not only supports my Lucy stuff, Stars Wake supports my gaming stuff. Like, you guys are just awesome. Wow, $10. Thank you so much. It'll go toward my Lucy fund so that I can go to Jamestown and visit all the cool sites. So awesome. Thank you. So let's read. Hoping to purchase the I Love Lucy DVD soon so I can play it on loop. You're just going to loop the episodes? CBS wants $6 a month through Hulu. Really? Is that truly what it is? Oh man. Well, I mean, I would say go with the DVDs and have them forever, right? That is so, so cool. Yeah, isn't that crazy, Scott? We're talking about the same Queen Elizabeth who's still queen today, and she's like 90-something years old, and these are all gone, and the queen is still there. Isn't that crazy? I'm coming from Toby the Fox, live on YouTube. I'm coming... Let me know what you mean by that, Brett. I'm not getting it. My brain's slow. I Love Lucy was so good at hiring actors that were so convincing as to whichever country they were visiting. That's true. These actors had good accents. Well, they're known as jeez. A lot of these are known, like Vito, Scotty, and so forth. Like, these people are known for doing accents. Like, if you were an actor, you had to do all these accents. You had to be trained in this. These specific actors. Not like Charles Lane, but like Vito Scotti, you could do like Japanese, you could become Cuban, you could become Mexican, you become like Spanish, all these different characters, and you wouldn't even know the difference. You would believe it's them. The guy who paints, you know, the artist who paints the guy who swindled them in the France episodes, remember that, guys and gals? He does a French accent very well. He was in Adagio, and he did also, like, his American accent, or I don't know if he is American, was like on point. All of them were on point. In Cuban Pals season 1, Ricky's friends, that couple, that guy later played the French waiter, and then he played Spanish. His Spanish was like, I thought he was Cuban, and then his French is on point too. So just kind of cool thing to know, guys. Isn't it crazy? 70 years. Yes, long live the Queen. For sure. Paris at last. I was on Toby the Fox Live, but her ending it. Cassandra. Oh, I love Charles Lane. The best. I heard he was Lucy's favorite to have. Yeah, he was. Charles Lane and Lucy got along very well. And he also was brought in later for, I think, the Lucy show. Or at least other post I Love Lucy series. Oh, and this is the one where Lucy's going to be introduced to the Queen, where it's announced to her. You know, Mark, I have seen certain episodes of The Nanny. My brother is not like a Lucy fan. He kind of hates me for loving it, in the sense of I've annoyed him so much with the show. So don't give him a hard time about that. But he absolutely loved The Nanny as a little boy. That was his show. I think because when he was a little boy, like, we're 4 years apart. And so the timing was perfect, where he was young enough where the show was coming out. I was watching other stuff, if that makes sense. Like I was probably in my teens, or he was still like 10. So yeah, he would still watch that. But yeah, that's kind of cool. There we go, Casey. Thank you. He was on the Lucy show. I did a video on him, a lot of research for it. Very, very cool. Yeah, I was watching a few episodes of the Lucy show, and they're good, but there's something missing. I don't know. I think it's Fred. I think it's Ricky. The magic is not the same. Let's just say that. I'm not going to say that show did not have magic, but it was not the same, and I'll hold by that. I know some people agree with me. Some people absolutely love the Lucy show, and I could understand that because Lucy was great, but I don't think it's the same. Comparing it to cars, it's like if you have a V10 engine, then you have a V6. V6 might be quicker, turbo, but it's no V10. Yes, Charles Lane lived to be over 100. I wasn't sure if it was like 103, 105, but 102, that is a life, isn't it? That is crazy. Another shout out to Stars Wake. Thank you so much. Again, love to see all your comments and your support, as always. He played that he was 90 for 50 years. I love that, Bradness. I would see him on I Love Lucy, and he looks like he's like 80, doesn't he? Like, I keep doing the math, and I'm like, how old was he? Like, 80? And then in the 1980s, he was 80, and then when he died, he was 80? He was just always 80. He was probably had the fountain of youth, like, stuck at that age. Oh, there she is. There's Nancy Culp, everyone. A very, very young Miss Drysdale. No, wait. I'm sorry. Did I say Miss Drysdale? Wow, that shows you that I do not watch the show. Miss Hathaway. Was it Miss Hathaway? I'm sorry. I do not want to... Again, I'm no expert on that show. I watched it just for fun. And the last time I watched that show, no kidding, I was probably 10. So, over 15 years of, like, not knowing it and not getting the names right. So, I apologize. Fred's camera on the Lucy show was pretty good. Yeah, it was one of his last, times on television. I think Cynthia, Lucy, and Gail Gordon had a different type of magic because, of course, they weren't married, so it was more like a friendship. And I feel like what was missing from the show was someone getting upset at her. I guess Gail kind of took on the Desi role without being the husband. However, there's just something intimate about being a husband and getting upset at Lucy for, like, spending money and all that, which we get. It just makes sense. Whereas someone like Gail, even a best friend, wouldn't make sense because that's like Ethel. So we have an Ethel figure. I think Gail was like a male Ethel, if that makes sense. And again, I mean that with respect. Like, he was just another friend of Lucy, like a boss. But he was no Desi. She was no Desi, or he was no Desi. You did the math. He was in his late 40s when he... Casey, how's that even possible? He does not look 40. He looks super old. Like... And I guess maybe that was his trick for the Fountain of Youth. Like, the fact that he was just... He looked older, and he just kept that look forever. I don't know. Yes, Mark, you're absolutely right. He did handle the money. He was Mr. Hickox. Andrew Hickox. He was also the passport guy. He was in the Mexico episode. He was one of the custom officials. He was in a lot of episodes. Yeah, he was in a lot of it. Let me go back to this. BLF, you agree with me? The Lucy show in here is Lucy did not have it over. The it factor. Can we call it that? I think I'll call it that. The magic, the it factor, all that stuff. 23 F.E. Garcia. How do I get hold of you to be part of my question in my college class? Oh, that's awesome. Just write me on my Facebook Ricknineg page. Let's connect on that. It'll be easier than this, obviously. So go ahead and take a look at that. Is Nancy Culp alive? That's a great question. That's something that we can probably look up with a few clicks on the computer. I do not know. I could probably look it up. Problem is, I don't like to look things up. Usually, I try to not do it when I'm on my live streams, because then it looks like I'm ignoring you guys, and I'm really not. I'm, like, looking stuff up. Oh, she died in 91. See, you guys are quick. You guys know all this stuff. You guys are masters of all this stuff. Audrey, thank you for that, Audrey. She died in 91. So, unfortunately, she's no longer with us, Nancy Culp. I was watching My Three Sons. Bill Frawley was on the show. Yeah, no, not only was he on the show, he was a big part of the show. Fred McMurray was in the show as well. And he was a big, big guest star on the Uranium episode, Lucy Hunts for Uranium. Oh, Lucy is super sad right now because Ricky just told her that she will not be able to meet the queen. She wasn't invited. Only Desi was invited, or only Ricky was invited. So they thought, you know, it's kind of rude. And now she's like, I did so want to meet the queen. Ah! Of course, her constant whining. And I mean, Ricky loved her. He was like, well, he felt so bad. And I love this. He's like, you know, when you love someone and you want to make him happy, and he's trying to go, you know, he's trying to go figure it out and see if he can bring Lucy. Mark, why'd you hate the Uranium episode? You didn't like that one? I absolutely love it. I think it's funny. I would argue that that is the first chase TV show / movie ever. I mean, it's not a movie, I know, but it's an hour long, and so the idea is it's like a long TV or almost like a movie, quote unquote. I mean, it's the closest you can get to a movie without being a movie. And you know, Rat Race, the new Rat Race, or It's a Mad, 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 Mad World. I would say that comes from the Uranium episode. At least I could be wrong if there's something before, but I mean, that's a classic chase something to get some money, and then, you know, there's a surprise ending kind of thing. I mean, that's that formula. Charles Lane was married to his wife for 72 years. Oh my goodness. Mark, she drove him nuts, let's be honest. I'll just laugh at that. It made me giggle. Oh, that's awesome. 72 years. Wow, of course. Wow, some people don't even live to be 72. That is crazy. My grandmother passed away at like 73. That is nuts, but to be married for 72 years. Wow. Wow, that is impressive. Now look at that. Ricky and Lucy are matching with the polka dots. That's kind of funny. Oh, man. But, of course, Lucy is going to get to meet the queen. Don't worry about it. She will. It always makes me laugh that Lucy thinks Ricky's talking to Prince Philip. Yep. But no. That's why Ricky changes his agents. He's like, this is my agent in Europe. It was so worth it, Mark. She's like, I'm going to give you a punch in the nose. And I would say that's a pretty accurate laugh that Desi did. That was not a scripted laugh because he kind of giggled and then he stopped. And then now he's just smiling throughout, you know, kind of making it go through it. Because, of course, she's happy. Lucy dropped her handkerchief. Did you notice that? And he picked her up. That could be considered a blooper because with the excitement and her acting, she just dropped it and he got it for her. So she didn't pick it up. And there was no line that asserted, hey, you dropped this, let me get it for you. So it's not purposeful. So it's kind of cool. Lucy is so obsessed with meeting the queen. She's like, I jumped leaps and bounds to see the queen. And she's kind of, look at that. She's having a little bit of a Charlie horse there with all the practicing. I love these scenes, guys and gals. That's why one of the reasons why I'm not a huge Lucy Cho fan. This scene is golden. Like Lucy trying to be funny, hurting, and he's like, what happened? And it's like just the chemistry between them. And, you know, it's just great. Oh, look at this. How many of you have seen this? This is not usually seen in syndication. It jumps right here. It literally jumps right here. There we go. Ricky as the ringmaster to the horses. That is so cool. No more crying. Now, I'm always impressed by the dancers, the dancers they use for this stuff. They're great, and they're so professional, and they just move with such ease. I imagine how old I don't even know if they're gone now, but the fact that they're so great and so agile, and you see the perfection, and then you see Lucy do it horribly. That makes it more funny. I think if Lucy did not use these professional dancers, it wouldn't be as funny. It would be funny, but it wouldn't be as funny because it's showing their perfection. See that now? Not only that, but she's the main horse, quote unquote. And so that's really, really funny. Yeah, she's got a pretty sexy outfit, I have to admit. She looks pretty good in this. Like it's for the 50s, I think it's pretty risque. Both of the girls too, the girls in black. I mean, I'm not gonna call them swimsuits, but their dancing outfits, they're pretty tight. And you can see stuff, so I don't know. I just leave it at that. Yes, when she gets the cramp, there you go. Look at that. I imagine her and the queen watching. Like, that's what I laugh at. Like, I my brain fills in everything else. Obviously, this is just for us. The Queen's not watching this, right? But I imagine the Queen being there being like, oh, my goodness. And then watching. And then, you know, of course, at the end, the Queen loved the funny act. She thought it was a stage comedy act. And I just imagine that, and I'm just like, oh, my gosh. I think that makes it funnier. My brain continues all that stuff. So, yeah. One of the things I always notice here, the rings. You notice the 2 rings on the edges are brought out. They're rolled out. The one in the middle has something connected to the top. Why? So it can be raised. The other 2 on the right and left aren't going to be raised. So you know that the middle one's going to be raised up and down. Just something I noticed on the afterwards. Yes, when she lowers the ring, she's like pushing down. So Cynthia, true, when I was watching the Lucy Does the Tango and little Ricky was asked, did he hide the chickens? He asked, I will get spanked. That is shocking for me to hear today. Yeah, well, you know, it's shocking to hear today, but you have to know that that was a common, I mean, that's how you discipline your kids. You spank them. It's today's world. It has the whole, you know, you can't spank your kids or it's once and it has to be on the rear end and, you know, all this stuff. So, yeah. Justin, so you get me, right, about being immersed into the show. Yeah, I'm glad I'm not the only one. Because now I'm imagining the Queen go, oh no, she's not going to jump over that. And then Lucy doing all of that. And I don't know, it just makes it funnier. So I'm glad you understand that, Justin. Because I think of that, I'm like, no way she can jump that. Even though I know she's not going to. But, and then I'm like, imagining if she would, how it would look. And then of course she gets the cramp right at the last second. And then thinking of all the people watching and going, what is wrong with this act? And then thinking, okay, this is pretty funny. So this has to be staged. No way someone's going to actually have a cramp like this. So, yeah. She gets a Charlie horse while dressed as a horse. Oh, you know what? Stars Wake, I never made that connection. She gets a Charlie horse while dressed as a horse, yeah. She's not really dressed as a horse, but she plays a horse. I guess you can say a horse character. Oh, she's like, just a little lower. Just down, down, down. And she literally, like, steps over the little ledge there. And Ricky, he continues to just play the part. It's so great. And this is so random. You just have a guy sweeping. It's like, yeah, we're going to figure it out. And then Fred's like, yeah, fix that light bulb. Doing his little manager job there. Yeah, so we're several episodes where Lucy got spanked from Ricky. Yep. Yeah, it's like disciplining a child. Didn't she get a cramp in another episode, the furniture? Not that I can remember. Which one do you mean? Where she bought furniture? I have to think about it. Well, I can tell you that this recalls back to when she got stuck. Remember when she got stuck in the concrete from the John Wayne episode in the tub? It reminds me of that because she got stuck and she has the tub behind her, and here she got stuck in that position. So it's kind of funny. Reynaldo, changing apartments. Did she get a cramp in that? I don't think so. Not that I can remember. So I'm guessing when she changed from the windowless to the windowed apartment, I don't think she had a cramp that I can think of for a Charlie horse. Maybe not to this degree. Bradness, when she signaled the Mertzes. Oh, yes. And when she was like, boom, 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 she was banging with her foot. And then, no, I think that was a lie, though. She said that she was, but that was because Ricky came in the room and she made an excuse. Oh, there she is. There she is, stuck in that position, in the curtsy position. Yes, so that was, according to the story, Reynaldo, it was, she faked it in the story, if that makes sense. Yes. Yeah, so let me just finish up here because I'm going to go eat. I have a few things to do today. So it's Lucy Meets the Queen, The Fox Hunt, and Scotland. If you want to say that's the UK, then I guess so. So there's 3. There's also 3 for Paris. And then, let me go to the other ones. There's 1 in Switzerland. I'm guessing the Swiss Alps, which doesn't really need to be Switzerland. Yeah, I think so. Italy, there's 1, 2, 3 for Italy. 1 for Monte Carlo, which is its own place. And then Return to Home from Europe. Yeah, so they were in 3s. I don't know why or the significance, but I guess there's a lot of that stuff. She got a cramp when she did the ballet. Yeah, I guess so. There were lots of cramps. That's for sure. After she had to do the practice thing 500 times. Awesome. Well, a big shout out to Stars Awake. Thank you so much for the donation. That does go a long way. Time for you guys right now to ride his bike, and I'm sure for you guys to have your lunch or maybe your dinner if it's that. Probably not dinner, but like maybe a little snack. So I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for joining me and for just all your love and support as always. Hopefully you watched the episode yesterday. If not, go ahead. I think you'll enjoy it. I'll have another one for you very soon, so take a look at that or keep that in mind. And hopefully everything will go great. Hopefully you have a great week. Be hopeful, guys and gals. So true, Reynaldo. As the mug says, be hopeful, of course. It's so important. I make it a big deal not only to share interests, but also to encourage you guys and keep you motivated. Today I had a kind of a rough morning, but that's okay. That's okay because sun comes out and life gets better every day. So thank you so much, guys and gals. We'll see you all next time. And don't forget to stay positive and most importantly, be hopeful.